everyone, welcome back to another video where we are going to learn about Scratch platform. So in the previous video, I told you guys how do we create our account with Scratch. Remember, if you haven't watched that video, please find the link in the description box. So here we come to this video, and for those who have already watched that video, thank you so much for supporting me. And today we are going to start learning about what Scratch is all about. So we start with this where we can see the project editor screen. Why I call this as a project editor screen? Yes, because it is. Why it is? Because we have this screen divided into three parts. So the first, second and third. So these three parts of the project editor screen helps us to create our programs and see how they are working. So if you remember, yesterday I told you that Scratch is a visual block-based programming language. I'm going to write it again today. It's a visual block-based programming language. Not programming language, but platform. So see, block-based programming language is into the category of programming languages that we study, but Scratch is that platform which helps us to practice the block-based language in the form of visuals. Why visuals? Because whatever instruction we give here, we can see the visuals of it. Visual is something which we can see. Suppose if I have to create an animation with the help of block-based programming language, I can easily use Scratch platform. And my third screen will help me to simultaneously see what I am coding. So that means this third screen is really very important because it helps us to see what we are making. I can make a game, I can make an animation, I can make anything which I want to see with the help of Scratch platform. So that is why this platform helps us to create visual block-based programming language, which is helping us to create games and animations. How many of you love games and animations? What if, as a student, you are able to create a game of your own, as well as an animation? Can we even create stories? Yes, we can. So let's start learning about Scratch first. Alright, so I am going to again write 1, 2, 3 because it will help us to recall what this division is all about. So this screen is partitioned into three parts. The first screen is responsible for code, costumes, and sounds. So code, costumes, and sounds are actually the area where we get different types of codes in different colors. Then we have costumes where we can change the look of what we are making. Then we have sounds with the help of which we can use any type of sound which we want. So suppose you are making a story and your story can be seen. That means it is a visual, it is an animation. But what if that story is there but no sound is there in background? Do you even like movies which have no sounds? No, right? They are boring. So we should have some fun sounds, right? So that is why we have the sounds where we can add any type of sound which is already there. And if I want to record something of my own, that also I can do. Now let's come to the second screen. So here in second screen, you can see that this kitty cat which is there on third screen, it is also there on the second screen. But it is there in a very lighter version and a very small kitty cat. Why? Because this tells us that whatever we do on the second screen will be responsible only for this kitty cat. And now, again a question. Why there is a kitty cat? I don't like cats, suppose. I want something else. Yes, of course, we can do that. For that, we will come to the third screen. Before moving to the third screen, like I said, second screen is helping us to create whatever we want for this kitty cat. Why? Because second screen helps us to design the codes. And how do we design the codes? We design the codes from the first screen. That means we take the codes from first screen, we drag them and drop them on the second screen. Isn't it very easy that we are just dragging and dropping the codes? They are not just the codes, they are the block codes. So these block of codes then join in together to make a program. This is where block-based programming language comes into picture, right? And let's come to the third screen now. So this third screen has a green flag on the top and a red button. So, do you use traffic lights, kids? Yes, I also use and follow them. So we have 3 colors there, right? Same way, it also works just like the traffic lights. But here we have only 2 colors. We have the green and the red. So let me know in the comment section, the green light or the green color is responsible for what when it comes to traffic rules, and when do we use the red light in the traffic rules? So comment down below and let me know when we use the green and the red signals in the traffic rules. Alright, so in the third screen, this green and red button is supposed to be used just the way we use them in traffic rules. And now we have this kitty cat. So again we are coming back on this kitty cat. Why this kitty cat? So this kitty cat is actually a default character. So kids, would you like to tell me what you understand by default? Okay, so if you are not able to understand, let's understand what default is. Default is something which is already existing. It is there by default. Like I said, by default. That means it is already there. But can we change it? Yes, we can change it here. So this default character is an animation character here, which is in form of a kitty cat. So can we change it? Yes, of course. So default is something, that action which can be taken place initially. That means then that is an instruction that you have not given. So you didn't want this kitty cat, but it was already there. So that means it is a default character. But yes, I can remove this default character. How? I can remove this default character by simply clicking on the bin sign. This is the bin. Why I am clicking on this bin sign? Because with the help of this bin sign, I can simply remove this kitty cat from here. So now let's check whether this bin sign is working or not. Yes, it does. The cat disappeared. But now what? I want to add something else. What should I do now? For that, I am going to use this cat face symbol. This sign or this button which has a cat face, it will help me to add more number of characters. So guys, every character that we have in Scratch, it is called as a sprite. You see, it is written here also. So sprite is nothing but it is an animation character which we can add with Scratch. So all the animation characters are called as sprites. So now, like I said, let's click on this cat face and let's see. Wow, I have 4 options here. I didn't click on it. I just put my mouse. Because if I click on it, it will take me to the first option. But I want to see how many options we have here. So what I do? I simply put my mouse here, but I won't click it. Now let's just come to the first option, but don't click it. Okay? Let's see first. What is it for? Then we are going to click it and use it. So the first one says choose a sprite. So choose a sprite means I can simply choose this sprite, which is the animation character that are already present in Scratch platform. let's click on this and see so many colorful characters I have here. I scroll them down and so many. Wow. So I can choose them directly by going down, or I can choose them from categories like animals if I want animals, people, fantasy, dance, music, sports, food, fashion, then letters. So I can use them according to whatever I want to make. But if suppose I am trying to find something which is not there in the categories, suppose I want to find a snowman. So I'm going to come on search and I type for snowman. And see, I get a snowman here. So now let's come back to this again and let's see what the second option is about. So the second option says paint. What is paint? Let's click it and see it. So when I click on paint, it took me to the costumes. Just from paint, I can create my own sprite. Suppose I want to create a flower which is not there in the sprite. So how I can create it? I can simply create it by using these shapes and the lines. See? So you can get creative by making your own sprite. And I am making a geometric flower here. See, it might take a little time, but yes, I can get what I want to create of my own. Yes, isn't it easy? If you don't find a sprite of your own in the library is another term, just the way we have books in the library, same way in the Scratch library, we have sprites. So if it is a sprite library, we call it sprite library. But if we want sounds which are already there in Scratch, we get them from the sound library. The library basically is a term used for any place which has a collection of something. And see, now I can color my flower. I can simply choose any color and then I can color my flower. So see, it is coloring the entire flower. Why? Because I might have used lines in a wrong way. So what can I do? I will simply erase this. I can even increase the size of my eraser. See? Eraser becomes bigger. What if I select 100 here? See, now my eraser is big. So to remove the bigger drawings, I can simply increase the size of the eraser here. Now, I'll draw my flower again. This is supposed to be how I'm making it. Suppose I add some rectangle shapes and I can even move them. And let's add same. I right click, I copy it, and then I'm going to make another. And again, I'm going to change its shape like this. And again, I'm going to create one more. And I'm going to tilt it again to make it look like this. And see, it's easy to create a sprite of your own. And now I can change the color here so that it helps me to look like a flower. So at least it should look something like a flower, right? Yes, it's weird, but still I'm just trying to introduce. Yeah, it looks like more of a fan. So let's call it a fan and not a flower. So see, one sprite is the snowman which I searched from the choose a sprite. Second sprite is the fan which I painted. And now second sprite is something which I created of my own. So let's change the name by clicking on sprite. And I'm going to just point it here so that it helps you guys to see where I'm doing what. So here see, I click on backspace, I remove sprite 1, which was a default name of my sprite that I created, but I name it as fan. And see, now my sprite is named as fan here. Now what should I do? Now let's explore the other options. Other options like after paint it says surprise. So surprise is something which we are not expecting, but it is there out of a random selection. Surprise is something which is random. So let's click on surprise and see it gave me a mic. So microphone is a surprise sprite. But make sure that in surprise sprite, the sprites will be from the Scratch library only. Paint only helps us to create a sprite of our own and no other else. And if suppose I am very bad at drawing, like you guys can see that my fan is a very D-shaped, right? So yes, we can click on upload the sprite and I can directly take any sprite which is already there on my computer system, like this little girl. What if I want to edit this girl? Because it is a square picture and it is hiding my other sprite. So I click on this, then I go to costumes, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to make this big and I will remove these white spaces. So how should I remove them? By using the eraser. See, and whatever I'm doing on screen 2, on screen 3, you can see that those white spaces are going away wherever I'm using eraser. So here I have to be very careful because eraser can even erase some parts of the girl. So I'll just try to remove only the white parts which is there on that picture. And see, it is working, right? So this is how we can use all of these options. And I'm almost good to go. And see, I removed some part of the flag. So simply, I'm going to undo those operations by clicking here. Yes. And now I remove the remaining white part, which easily I can from the screen. See, so easy this is, isn't it? Alright, so now I'm almost done with this girl. So now I have 4 sprites. The first one, which is a snowman, this sprite was when I chose something from the Sprites library by typing it. Second is a fan which I created by clicking on paint. Third is a microphone, which is when I clicked on surprise. So it was something random that Scratch picked up for me. Fourth is the type of sprite which I can upload. That means any image that I have, I can upload it here. Now let's learn something about the backdrop. See, backdrop here. The way I just put my mouse on sprite, same way I just put my mouse on backdrop. And backdrop also has same 4 options the way we have for the sprite. But what is a backdrop? Backdrop is something which is there behind. Behind means which is there at your back. So suppose right now you might be watching this video on your mobile phones or on your computers, but you might be sitting or standing somewhere, right? So wherever you guys are sitting and standing, you might be having a wall or something in your background. You might be there in front of a wall, you might be there near your bed. So all of these come in your background. So a backdrop is a background which has things behind you. So now when I click on the first option, choose a backdrop, same way it takes me to the library. Library means where I have a collection of backdrops. And see, so many beautiful backdrops I have here. And same way like we had in Sprites, here also I have different categories. See, fantasy, music, sports, outdoors, indoors, space, underwater patterns. And if I want to search something which I'm not able to find here, I can simply type it in search. So now let's select one backdrop, which is suppose the blue sky. And see, here I have the backdrop. And now let's come to the second option. Suppose I don't want any backdrop from the library and I want to create a backdrop of my own. So the way I draw the sprite, which was a fan, same way I can draw a backdrop also. So suppose let's draw a backdrop which looks like a sunny day. So for sunny day, I'll make it a blue sky, and it's a light blue sky like this, suppose. So now in the light blue sky, I'll add some green grass. So for the green grass, let me add another block. And it has to be green. I'll add another part and it will look like land, but that land should be green because it is grass. So green, I'll come here and suppose this is my green grass. Now I'll make a look of sun. Okay, let me add one more part here because I'll just expand it. Yes. Now, so I have the green grass, but now I want to add the sun. So I go for a circle. I'll select the color yellow and I'll draw a sun here. But I should choose the color properly. Yes, now it looks more like yellow. So now I can even change the name of my backdrop. I can name it as a sunny day. So see, now I have a sunny day backdrop. And if I want to choose blue sky, I can choose blue sky. If I want to choose sunny day, I can choose sunny day. Let's come to the third option, which is surprise. So again, the way we had it in Sprites, same way when we click on surprise, a random backdrop can come. See, the party backdrop is here. Isn't it so colorful? Right. And again, same way, I can even upload a backdrop of my own if I have. So here, right now I don't have a proper backdrop of my own. So I leave this. I will simply download it first. Suppose I write backdrop cartoon. And then I go for images. I download this first one. I'll save the image. And suppose this is a cartoon. I'll name it, I save it. Then I come back to Scratch. Then I come to upload. And I select all files. And see, I have this cartoon. And here I have my backdrop. But it is a small backdrop. So what can I do? I can go for some backdrop which is in a bigger size. Okay. So now let's come back to the code part. And let's see, we have so many sprites, we have so many backdrops. So like I said, today we learned about how the Scratch platform editor helps us to create different sprites and different backdrops. So guys, in tomorrow's lesson, we are going to start learning about the codes, the code block which is the first string. So first string we are going to do tomorrow, second and third string we did today. And Whenever we use the first three, second and third will automatically come into picture. That means they are all related to each other. So let's end this session here, and tomorrow let's come back to learn about why we use coding here and how we are using the code. Alright? So till then, keep learning guys, and let's meet tomorrow. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.